Questions?
Coach, obviously, you didn't have your main three guys, but just looking at through 2 games, camp, how would you assess the guys picking up the defense? Are they close, not quite there, or ways to go? How would you assess that?
Well, definitely not there, but definitely picking things up too. It's a new system, defensive system, and this team in particular creates a lot of different challenges. That we have complex layers to our defense that we're still in the base defense phase. So we walked through some of the coverages this morning, and just asked our guys to compete through those things, even though they're new.
What are things when you say, just maybe even one example of a coverage that you saw tonight, and you're like, yeah, that right there, we can get that, but right
Joker
now,
Murray, and all that comes along with Joker Murray. Yeah.
You guys were missing some of your primary playmakers out there, but how did you like the way that Josh and Grayson looked when they were on the ball?
Yeah, those guys are capable ball handlers, and Grayson in particular, is really showing me something offensively. Especially when those guys are out, he can really carry the load for us. But when he is on the backside, with those guys scoring, he's going to really give us a different dynamic. And Jo as well, shooting the ball with confidence from the perimeter, but also attacking, and his ability to use the space that those 3 guys create, to attack the basket. He's an exceptional driver. So both of those guys really going to help us offensively.
How important is that element for both of them, the way that they both kind of put their head down and put some pressure on the rim like that?
Yeah, we want people to attack the basket. Guys that can get their paint, draw to the ball, and make the extra pass. We need as much of that as we can.
With Bol, you took him out really quickly after you put him in the third. What was the reason?
Yeah, Drew Eubanks rolled his ankle. We weren't going to bring him in until about the 4-minute mark, and Drew rolled his ankle. Trainer said he wanted to look at him, so we just got Bol in for a minute until we figured out Drew was okay, and then we put Drew right back in and kept Bol's regular rotation. Where is that?
How do you feel about Bol's performance tonight, even though he was just mostly in the fourth quarter?
Really good. I don't like to be behind a back pass turnover, but the rest of it, I thought he really competed, and he's going to be a wild card for us this year. Someone that can mix pitches and give opponents a different look and give us a different dynamic.
Back to Josh Okogie for a sec. He was pretty aggressive offensively tonight, like Joe brought up. But do you feel like he knows that he's just got to make it happen when he's got the ball out there?
Yeah, well, I think he's got a good feel for when to do it and when not to do it, right? And we want to get as many shots for guys like Beal, Booker, and Durant as we can. But when those guys are out or the defense is hugging up on those guys, he's going to be green lighted to be in attack mode and utilize that space to attack the basket. And obviously, with those 3 guys out, everybody had to be a little bit more aggressive.
Coach, looking at, go ahead. I'm sorry, somebody back there.
Coach, what did you think of Jusuf's defense on Nurkic today? On Jokic today?
Yeah, pretty good. We got crossed up on some of the Joker Murray switches, that we want to do, and where we want to switch. We have precise rules on that type of stuff. We got crossed up on some of that, but I thought on the ball he really competed against Jokic, and what I really liked is that we were able to go back at him on the other end. I think he drew 2 fouls on him on post-ups and played a power post game, which is it's not a Jokic thing, it's a opponent's best player thing. We always want to make the opponent's best player defend on the other end, however that looks. And I thought Jusuf did a great job of that.
I want to ask about Metu, and obviously he played well at the end of the last game. Just to start this game, hit a couple threes, got on the boards. What's your assessment of him? Because when when the signing came, it was like, well, he's from Sacramento. Not really sure is he a 3 or 4 or 5. What are you gauging with him now that you've had him now for a camp?
Yeah, I like his overall game. His floor game, the versatility of playing the 4 against bigger teams, which is why we started him tonight with Jokic and Gordon. It was a good matchup for him to be in there, and the ability to play small ball center, which we haven't done a lot with him yet, but we intend to. And I think he's really going to give us a dynamic there from the standpoint of shooting the ball from 3-point line, having a big body to bang with bigs, and something we're definitely going to explore.
How important is it for
these guys who would normally be on the second team getting a start and having the ability and the chance to actually play some very valuable minutes in an actual game?
Yeah, it's invaluable. It's an opportunity for them to earn minutes and, impress the coach with what they're picking up with our system. It's a little bit imperfect because a lot of those guys are being asked to do more than they typically are going to be asked to do, when they're playing with their starters or in the rotation. But, it's an opportunity for them to go and compete, and show that they're picking up our system.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks,
Yep.
Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Josh, what was working out there for you tonight? I know over the summer you worked really hard on your three-point shot. How does it feel to see those results coming early?
It feels good. It's just getting a rhythm, getting into the season. I know I'm going to be left open a lot, so just concentrating and knocking them down.
You're sharing the court with Grayson Allen tonight. You guys both were doing a really nice job of getting into the paint, kind of putting pressure on the rim. How much does that help when you have those type of shooters around you to open the floor?
Yeah, for sure. When you have shooters like that around you, guys are going to be hesitant to help off of them. So for me, it's not really about the man guarding me, but, seeing where the help is coming from. So when there's no help, it makes it easier to, attack the basketball. When there is help, it's easy to kick out for a knockdown three-pointer.
What's it like at this point in the season when you're trying to not necessarily get down the basics of Frank's scheme, but just have the consistency there every single time?
Right now, we're just in a we're in a point where we're just messing up a lot. But that's why we have these preseason games to kind of have live reps of. Because at practice when we do it, we're going about 75%, and it's easy because people aren't really moving, and we're repping it out. But in a game when teams know what you're trying to do and they're trying to exploit that and then still be able to stick to the principles, I think that's the hardest part. But like I said, that's why we're here. That's why we play preseason games to kind of right those wrongs. But I think we're getting better at them, and just a lot of people have played in different teams, and even here we played under Coach Mott last year, so there's a lot of different principles. So right now it's just kind of just breaking those bad habits and, I don't want to say bad habits, but breaking the old habits and getting used to the new ones.
And it's just kind of a moment where it kind of clicks, right? Like everyone's on the same page, and then all of a sudden the possibilities kind of expand.
Yeah, especially with fatigue throughout the game, when your instincts come in, you're probably the instincts from another, scheme. So it's trying to just lock in through the fatigue and still do what, Coach has taught us this past couple of weeks.
Without having a big three tonight, the rotation was somewhat a little different than normal. How do you think you guys did with this kind of a mishmash group thrown together?
I think we played great. I think we did a good job of attacking, kicking out the ball and playing together. I think we could have shored up those turnovers. I don't know how many turnovers we had. We had 15. So and we had a lot of them in the first half. I forget how many we had in the first half, but I think if we shore up our turnovers, correct those little mistakes right there, I think we'll be all right.
Can you talk about the effort by Bol Bol tonight? I think it was 3 for 4 and one three-pointer he made. Do you know where he got his basketball skills from his father?
He played well, but everybody knows that, the type of potential Bol has. He knows it. So I'm glad he was able to get out there and showcase that.
Do you know his father that played?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Played with with Washington.
Bullets.
Yeah, I ain't want to say that word, but.
Josh, what were the biggest changes or tweaks that you did with your jumper or worked on it that have kind of helped you get more?
I didn't do no tweaks, just repetition. I felt I shot the ball pretty well last year. From January to the end of the regular season, I shot the ball well. Didn't shoot the ball as well as I wanted to in the playoffs, but I 33%, I think about 34% from the three-pointers, especially when I missed my first 12 or 13, however many I missed coming into the season. I didn't try to, change too much and do too much in the summer. It's just staying confident and just repping it out.
Josh, when you look at just even hitting the first couple of threes and you had missed 3 in a row, but you still launched the last one, how important is that for you to I missed a couple, but still got to be aggressive?
Yeah, I feel like once you lose your confidence, once you lose your aggressiveness, and that's when you're just going to keep missing because you're not sure. For me, my biggest thing this year is just to play with an open mind offensively. If I'm open, keep it simple, shoot it. If I catch the ball and I have a lane, drive it. If I don't, pass it. It's just gives me 3 options, and it's just easy to play basketball that way.
Last season you came as a free agent, and you were very new to the system, Monty here, but now you're basically having some continuity with, the returnees like book and, we can count Kevin, but what about being in Frank's new system is difficult to kind of adjust to, but still have some like continuity from last year?
I mean, I've played for
Counting the coach.
five head coaches. So, I mean, I'm used to having to change defensive schemes, offensive schemes, just stuff like that. So, I mean, even with Frank, it's a little different, but, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still basketball. So when he explains it, it's not like it's something that I just never done before. It's just being able, like I said before, just be able to rep it out and just keep doing it. So now I'm doing it habitually. So under fatigue, I'm still doing the stuff. For example, like today, going over the pick and rolls, I'm used to just chasing. But it was a couple times where I was supposed to chase and then peel back and switch, but I didn't do it just because I'm just so used to doing it this particular way. But it's not like I don't know how to do that. It's just being able to be aware of the situation and just execute defensively.
Josh, it looked like you were pretty upset there in the third quarter, but then you went on, you scored 7 straight points. So how much confidence did that give you in that third quarter?
I was just upset defensively, 'cause I just know it was certain things that was going. I ain't trying to get fined in the preseason, but I just know it was certain things. I was like, man, that I didn't foul him, or I was trying to tell him like he hooked my arm, but they were just. I mean, but it's preseason for the referees too. They're getting used to running those 2-3 miles a game, 4 miles a game, and they probably haven't done that, all summer. You know what I'm saying? So it was just getting that passion back and just getting that. I really wasn't even mad at them. I was just trying to, get in the game, get some fire to the team.
Just a kind of principle thing as a defensive guy when you get whistled for a call.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's cool.
Thanks,
Yeah, have a good night.
Saben, obviously you have a lot of on-ball responsibilities, creating offense and trying to get your own offense. How'd you feel out there today in that, and obviously, playing with guys and you're still trying to figure out them and they're still trying to figure out you?
Yeah, I felt pretty good about it. Just obviously we wanted to get the win tonight, but yeah, just getting familiar with each other, different groups playing together, just trying to just mesh and get that chemistry going before regular season starts up.
Coach was saying that you're someone that he feels like going to have to, play, some minutes this year. I mean, being a two-way guy, how does it make you feel that the coach is already basically saying, hey, look, we're going to need him at some point this year?
I'm grateful for it for sure. Coach definitely has talked with me and kind of my role and what he wants me to bring to the team, and just being a defensive kind of mindset, and then just get people the ball and run the offense. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do for this team.
You mentioned the defensive mindset. How do you feel you and the rest of the team are kind of picking up a new defensive scheme and terminology and all that stuff?
I feel like we're doing pretty good. Obviously, there's still some holes that we need to. Not from like the coaching, but like as us as players, just get used to it and being able to execute it. I know definitely we messed up some coverages that we were supposed to do tonight. So just get more reps on that, and just executing what coach wants us to do.
For you on the offensive end, how much of a focus is it to kind of penetrate and get to the rim, put some pressure on the defense in that way?
My role is definitely getting to the paint and drawing defenders and trying to find people on the weak side, find shooters, especially with the talent we have on the offensive end. So just trying to make it easy for everyone else.
The Suns were pretty good on defense last year, top 10. And, Frank Vogel's a defensive coach. How different is this scheme, and how effective do you think you can be with this rotation?
I think we can be very effective, especially with the. We have a lot of long-armed guys. Just can get in the gaps, get our hands on the basketball, and just alter shots at the rim, passes. So I feel like, especially with coaches' schemes and coverages, I feel like with the personnel we have, it's going to be a really good combination.
Saben, how'd you feel like you did just in the training camp last week in the areas that you're working to develop as the season gets going here?
I feel like I've done pretty well. Definitely still want to continue to make strides, be more efficient on the offensive end, and just continue to try and make the right read and the easy play, just finding the open man.
It seems as though in the defense you guys had a lot of tip balls today. Is that a part of the defensive strategy as far as getting in the passing lane, getting your hands out there, and pretty much trying to break up the offense as far as getting tip balls and starting an offense that way?
Yeah, we
Fast breaks.
yeah, definitely. I feel like the defense starts our offense. Coach definitely wants us to get a lot of deflections, get our hands in the passing lanes, and I feel like that definitely disturbs the offensive rhythm. So that definitely is an emphasis.
How do you feel about, Bol's performance? He came off the bench, had that fourth quarter spark, that especially that block, and you guys came in a couple lead to 2 early in the fourth.
Yeah, Bol's great. He definitely just staying ready and then coming in and having the impact he did was huge. He's a great player, works hard, but it was definitely good to see him have a great spurt right there.
Thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Ed.